KP, Hood Memory. Man, this spot here brings back so much memory. This was the hustle spot when we were kids, you know what I mean, preteens. You know what I'm saying? Me and my cousin-in-law, you know, sometimes when I left the other side of town, I came here to see my dad. So we would come here, you know, work here and get our hustle on, man. This was just all good, man. This wasn't all green. All right here was not all green. This was all yellow, all yellow. The sign was yellow. What was really good about here too, you know, they gave us, it was funny, they was yellow shirts. We had the big yellow shirt with a big bumblebee on it, and it said Busy Bee Car Wash. And they gave us some black pants, just, man, with no pockets. I don't know what that about, but you know what I'm saying? So we would come here and just vibe, you know what I'm saying? We would be listening to Tupac, you know, jamming, shed so many tears, me against the world. It was, man, it was great, you know what I'm saying? And then when we get the customers' cars, we would take the customers' cars from here and we would bring them back over here. Back here, we would bring the customers' cars, you know, wash, vacuum, and whatever, and drive back around and bring them the cars back over here. Sometimes they would tip us, you know, and we get a little prepaid. But what I liked the most is the vacuum game, which means the vacuum game collected all the tips, if you get my drift. So after a long day of this, we would also take the same route to go back home. So walking back home, going back this way, it was a trip too. Because most of the time we see a lot of vehicles here, a lot of people. We thought that we were trying to get missing from them, but you know, it was like, man, nobody care about coming from a car wash, man. You know what I'm saying? So we used to try to duck off and stuff, but we didn't really care because we were just trying to get money, you know what I'm saying, to go do what we had to do, whatever. So from there on, we would come through over here. See, all this right now is DD's, Ross, and you know what they got, whatever. All this from here was Kmart. All this was Kmart. And so, you know what I mean? So, being that it was Kmart, most of the time we would just come here and get our sets. You know, they had the Dickies set back then. You know, they had the Dickies. So, you had the all white Dickies, all black Dickies, brown Dickies, you know what I'm saying, burgundy Dickies. You know what I'm saying? So, we would go in Kmart and grab those, you know what I'm saying, vibe and chill. Or sometimes we'll just get white tees to go with the pants. Get the Dickie pants alone, leave the shirt, get the white, you know what I'm saying, the white tees. And that's what we're rocking. You know, we probably had some Reeboks or Jordans on, you know, whatever. So that's how we were rocking it, you know what I mean? And from there on, we'll go home. After we go home and chill and relax, we'll come over here to Harbor Point. This building right here that you're looking at right now, that was the Harbor Point building. That building over there, man, that made history. Sometimes, you know, we ran that, you know what I'm saying? Me, my cousin, my homeboy Cheney, Linford. We also used to play football over there. You know, they had a pool over there. You know, they had some city girls that was vibing with us, you know what I'm saying? We knew some cougars, you know, so it was just a good time over here back then, you know, so it was pretty cool. Over here, this was in here, I think a restaurant was here at the time. And so much of the time we used to just vibe and chill. And that's how it was around this scene here. And there was a corner store over here, I think a Circle K. The Circle K, it's around the corner. We go there sometimes, get some munchies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it was pretty decent back then, you know, it was hood, but at the same time, it was all good. We were young, you know, coming up, and that's how it was, man. So this is another episode of Hood Memory. See you next.